Hey everyone, I'm DT10, and in this video I'll be reviewing Dalek mod update 63. Hope you enjoy. So to start with, in this video we're going to be focusing on Gallifrey, and there's a lot that's been added to Gallifrey in this update. And first of all, the thing you can instantly see is a brand new biome, and this is being referred to by Sword Team as the Gallifrey Drylands. It says Gallifrey Desert in the F3 menu, but I'm going to be referring to it as the Drylands. So you've for now got these Weenshrike, which are like Gallifrey cactuses. Now for now, as you can see, the texture is a bit broken, however I'm sure that'll be fixed in an upcoming patch. You've then also got these type of trees or sprouts, I'm not sure what you call them, and these are made out of acacia wood. Now it's quite interesting because these have the texture on all 6 of the sides, and I'm not quite sure how to do that because obviously we're in 1.12, so these wood types haven't been added yet, though they're really nice things to see. And when you middle click them, just like you saw there, you do get the acacia wood variant, which has the texture not on the top. We then also have these ones made out of coral stone, and these are like the TARDIS corals sprouting out from the ground, and that might be what these ones are for as well. I'm not too sure, but I know for a fact that these are supposed to be the TARDIS corals growing. And then as you saw behind me, we've also got these structures that now spawn. So this is a much easier way to get Gallifrey brick, and this one is a bit like a pillager outpost to me. I'm not exactly sure what the structure's called, but there are lots of different ones. They include things like villager huts and much more. And then they also contain loot. So as you can see, this one is filled with arrows of poison, and you can get a decent amount of loot in these chests. Now some of them are just blocks, some of them are arrows like this. However, it has come to my attention that this is actually spawning in a trapped chest, as you can see from my inventory. So with regards to my opinion of this biome, I really like it. I think it's a great addition. It's a really good way to get Gallifrey stand, and it looks like it really fits in with the rest of Gallifrey. I also think, however, it's a lot more true to Gallifrey in the show, because Gallifrey in the show is a lot less like this in the most parts. It's often described as a desert, as you can see in one of the Doctor Who episodes, Hell Bent. Now, from what I can see, there's no other additions to Gallifrey, only some minor bug fixes and changes such as ores no longer being exposed and some changes to the way dirt generates. So I've just been flying around for a little bit here on Gallifrey, and it seems to me that these biomes are really quite common and often very expansive. I mean, as you can see here, I've only got my render distance set to 25 junks. However, this is an absolutely massive bit of terrain. So off of the topic of Gallifrey, and now onto different planets. So to start with, we are on Varus, and these are the fairly new Varus jungles, as seen in the last update. So the change here is that mechanoids and Slitheen now spawn naturally here. So I'm yet to find any of these two. I'm not sure how high their spawn rate is, but even if this doesn't make too much sense, I really like this addition. However, they aren't the only changes coming to the jungles. These are now made of Newbury wood, and they've inserted Varus into the name in brackets like that. And personally, I don't really like this change. This is one of a few that I don't particularly like, and to me it just makes these trees feel a little bit man-made, not quite as natural as if they were proper logs. But if these are going to get a texture change in the near future, that would be really good. And plus, Sword Team have done this to make it a bit more common, because obviously before, the only way to get your hands on some Newbury wood was to generate a 4th Doctor's secondary and TARDIS interior. So other than some minor changes once again to do with ore generation, I can't seem to find many other changes to the planet of Varus. So next up, I'm on Trenzalore, and I'm not sure if this is a good example because I can't remember if these were here before or not. I don't think they were though, and they've added mob spawners to 4 of the ships on Trenzalore. And they've also added some roundel loot and stuff in the chest to help you expand your TARDIS, although this chest isn't a very good example. Having flown around for a little bit longer, as you can see here, there's another mob spawner, and this is a much better example, as this is one of the ones confirmed by Sword Team to have been added. Now, there's also a dispenser down here, and as you can see, this is an example of the roundel loot you can find, and this is a fair amount of roundels, as you can see here, and so it's a very good way to get a lot of roundels to decorate your TARDIS. And another change while we're here is these rotors. So as you can see, they've been changed not only to be more Minecrafty, they've also got this really nice glow-in-the-dark effect. So I'm not going to be going through all of these, but another good one is the change in the coral chair. So as you can see, this is a lot less HD like they mentioned in the video, and it just fits in a lot more. And while I wasn't a particular fan of the sonic texture changes, I actually really like these changes. I just think they fit a lot better, and I really like them. So I'm now on Vortice, and as you can see, I've just found a pyramid temple, and I'm not sure what else to call these. That's what they're referred to as in the changelog, but they're kind of a desert temple on Vortice, and I'm pretty sure they're quite rare because I struggled to find this one. However, they don't have the pillars to the side, and then inside these temples they spawn Zarbi, which are making a really annoying noise. But then you've also got these loot chests, and just like lots of the others, they spawn the new roundel blocks inside of them. And this is a great example. This is a Vortice brick roundel, so they've added roundel variants for lots of the bricks. And I personally, as a TARDIS builder, absolutely love this. This is long overdue, and to see them actually add it is incredible, and this is a really nice addition in general. So the only other change there's been to this planet is some tweaks to some underground blocks, and I'm not entirely sure what this means, but I assume it's things like ore generation or just generation of the caves in general. So finally, at least for the planet, I'm here on Skaro, and the reason I'm not showing you the changes to Skaro is because they're incredibly hard to find. So basically, they've slightly tweaked the generation of the Dalek cities to make them a bit more common, and this, in my opinion, is really good because they were really quite rare before. So there's also a further 2 Dalek ships that generate here, and I'm yet to find one, so I'm not sure quite how they generate, but they act as dungeons, and once again they have mob spawners inside of them, which is a really nice addition to see. Also, with tweaks to buildings to make them act as dungeons, they've done exactly the same to the Khalid dome structures. These now spawn with Khalid spawners inside of them, as the Khalid were very hard to find before, and I've just said Khalid a lot. Once again, with the mob spawners, there's also a spawner inside of the Dalek city that spawns some different types of Daleks. So while I'm not going to be showing off the other features for the planets, that isn't quite it. There's also been some tweaks to Mars, as they've added a couple of types of dungeons. And then for the moon, they finally tweaked the generation of the Cyberman ships so that they're a little bit less common, which I personally think is a great idea, because before they were very common. And then also for the moon, although I'll show this off later in the video, moon rock can be used to craft different parts of the TARDIS. And speaking of crafting, that's what we're moving on to next. So in this update, loads of crafts have been added. So there's been crafts for the brand new types of roundels, and some of these roundels, for example, are prismarine brick roundels, which are roundels that are a bit like sea lanterns with prismarine in the middle, and these can be crafted like that. And the standard crafting recipe applies to all of the new roundels, such as these Vortice brick roundels, and then there's also been some changes so that you can craft these sandstone slabs with the coral and the Newbury wood slabs as well. So then, as you can see from here, they've added some new types of roundels for the concrete as well. So you had these grey concrete roundels, I believe. They may have been renamed something else though. However, you've now got these new concrete roundels, and I think these are really good. However, what would be amazing if they added one for all of the concrete colours, because obviously currently we've just got grey, cyan, red, yellow and green. However, it'd be amazing if we could have all the other colours as well. So just to let you know, this is what they look like integrated in game. So as you can see, the roundels follow a consistent pattern, which is a kind of glass type effect. Now, personally, I absolutely love the cyan roundels, and I'm not too sure on the red ones. They just seem a little bit hard on the eyes, and I'm not too sure of the glass effect, but they fit really perfectly with the texture of the concrete, which is always nice to see. So next up, you've got all of these different types of terracotta roundels, which have their own crafting recipes. So here you can see for every single one, you just surround a piece of glowstone dust with the terracotta type. And on the topic of the terracotta types, so far we've only got these 7, and these look absolutely amazing. However, it would be so nice if we could have all of the different types of colours, just like with the concrete ones, so that you could create some really unique looking TARDISes. And my mistake, I completely forgot about this one. I've just found the yellow terracotta roundel, and this has just reminded me what these are based off of. And these are the old coral roundel small variant, which you used to generate in the old coral TARDIS, however don't anymore. And these look absolutely amazing, and I really like these. So next up, just a couple of other blocks that I haven't covered. So first of all, you've got the Sword statue, or the Special Weapons Dalek statue. Now, I absolutely love this model. It's so cool. This is absolutely amazing. You've also then got a small addition of Vortice brick stairs, which are crafted in the same way you'd normally craft stairs. And then you've got the default stone brick roundels. And I did mention stone brick roundels earlier on, although we showed off the Vortice and Gallifrey ones because we found them in the chest. And I just thought I'd mention the other ones here. And then you've got 3 type of displays, which aren't currently craftable in survival. And to be honest, I'm not too sure on these ones. So I really like this one. This one looks absolutely amazing, and I really want them to be craftable in survival. And this one is a bit interesting. I mean, his face freaks me out a little bit, but I think it's really nice. And then finally this one. I'm not too sure on the thing that it's not quite 3D, but overall I think these are really nice additions and they definitely add some aesthetics to the mod. And then you've just got to change with the Untempted Schism, so you can now once again stare into it to get your regenerations. However, you have to already have some regeneration from an elixir of life, and I think this makes really good sense, and I think it's definitely a good addition to have it back again. So next up, there's been a couple of changes to the Dalek mod advancement system, and I'm just looking for them and I can't seem to find them. Now, I'm not sure which ones have been changed. Possibly this one, I'm not too sure, but I think there's been a couple of additions, a couple of changes, and one I definitely did notice is when I logged into the world, like you can see here, it said need help, check the Dalek mod advancements, instead of the initial the Dalek mod one, which you used to get when logging into the world. So next up, there's been a fair few entity changes, most of which with these guys, the Daleks. So first of all, there's been some changes. So I'm currently in difficulty normal, as you can see here, and if I go into survival, as you can see, they fire at me pretty quickly. Now, I'm running so I don't get killed. However, yeah, as you can see, they're very, very quick with their firing, and I'm about to die. So then, as you can see here, however, now I'm in easy mode, and they're firing significantly slower. So just for this experiment, I've given myself a fair few more hearts. However, as you can see, I'm now in hard mode, and they're firing a lot quicker. Now, it's just this one for now, but if I get the others, the Daleks can be very lethal indeed. Also with the Daleks, you've then got some health changes. So these Daleks here take 4 critical hits with a diamond sword. However, different Daleks will take different amounts of damage. So while experimenting with different health types for different Daleks, in the SWOOD, this one also has 4 critical hits with a diamond sword. However, I've just noticed they often, almost all the times I've done it, I think, they've dropped a SWOOD statue, so they don't actually need to be craftable, and that's amazing. On the topic of increased Dalek health, based on the health or difficulty to defeat of the Dalek, you will then get more item drops in return. So then, the final 2 changes I'm going to be covering in this video, and this isn't all of them by the way, these are just the major ones, is that Dalek hoverbouts now do spawn in the overworld, and Toclafane no longer do. So I'm not exactly sure on the reasoning of this, but it probably makes sense, and I love this because the Toclafane are an absolute pain. Although I'm not sure about the Dalek hoverbouts because they're going to be pretty hard to defeat as well. So there you have it. This is my review of Dalek mod update 63. Now this was probably a bit shorter than my other review. However, I tried to cover as many features as I could, as this was a bit of a smaller update in itself. So overall, my opinion of this update was that it's really, really good. And while it's just a minor update, hopefully almost all of these will be carried over to Dalek mod 1.16, which will be the next update. And these are really, really nice quality of life and survival changes in general. So just a reminder at the end of this video that these were all my opinions, and it was just to give you a bit of a showcase of it as well. If you have different opinions, please feel free to leave them in the comments or in my Discord server. So that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like or comment, and if you'd like to see more videos like this, then please subscribe. But I've been DT10, and I will see you in the next video.